I am Pops. Throwback Tuesday. Batman Returns. Yes, they asked for it. You're going to get it. My thoughts on Batman Returns. Here we go. All right. So, Batman Returns 1992. Saw it in the theaters. Had a great time. Loved it, especially then because of how it followed up an extension of the Batman franchise, which it ignited and changed my life, changed everything, right? Superhero content of the time, that kind of stuff. Um, Keaton did a great job. Pfeiffer does a great job. I'll give you my thoughts on some intricacies and some details in the movie. I don't care for it nearly as much as other people do. A lot of folks really, really love this movie. I kind of like have a lot of issues and things I don't enjoy about it and rewatch. So let's just get to that and do that for you guys. So let's swap a roo. Let's throw a graphic up here for you. Let's try to minimize some of the copyright stuff that will probably come my way. Maybe we need, I don't know, we'll see how it goes. So, the opening sequence with the whole origin of Cobblepot and all that are fine. Um, it was a big deal for us to see Pee Wee Herman because I think this is after he'd been outed for the situation in the theaters. He kind of lost his career. Then we end up with like this the opening sequence of Christmas. This was also a little strange because of the Christmas theme, and yet the film had come out during the summer. So it doesn't quite have the connection that people think about. And of course, when the circus gang is attacking, Batman shows up. Now, one of my big pet peeves, I know this is going to come across as a video full of whiny pops and nitpicky pops, but it is what it is. Okay. First thing is Gotham feels really, really small. Like the Batmobile is going down roads that are barely wide enough for him to drive on. So I feel like did he get into Gotham and then he's literally in like a main square because it's so small? There's no road. There's no road to drive around. Things are very small. There's nothing. So in the first film, you felt grand because of the way they had those big aerial shots, similar to the way it transferred over to the animated series, right? You had this incredible sort of cinematic feel to it. Whereas here, when they're on rooftops and things like that, it's almost like the sets. It's like you're definitely closed in on them compared to the other ones. And I'm sure they complained about the visual effects of that first film and that kind of thing, and that's why. So this is it. Some of the combative and some of the scenes with him fighting and things like that are all fine. I do even like some of the stuff that's played for gags in here as well. Thought all of that is fine. Like the way that the fire breather, he spins the Batmobile around and he's going to shoot flames and that thing. I think all of that is pretty good. Let me see here. And then he saves her, um, which is done well. But they do get their hands on Shrek. Max Shreck. Shreck. We see Penguin now. I don't mind the early elements of Penguin and being the malicious and blackmailing Max and all that kind of stuff. I think that part was fine. And the idea that he has some sort of scheme, I think, is fine. When that gets derailed into the mayor run, I don't care for any of that. And I don't care for the fact that it turns like gross and weird at the end. I felt like he should have had a new motivation or something. It would have made more sense. Um, First off, everything with Michelle Pfeiffer and her being Catwoman and transformation. Who would you say that to? There's Geraldo in the background, by the way. It's fantastic. I loved all this. This is fine. I didn't have any problem with this. Her going crazy and having this stuff. Again, the supernatural element of it. She's got 9 lives type thing. I don't really care for all that. Um, I think they could have just, even if she doesn't die, the fact that she's gonna become Catwoman now is fine. I don't like the idea of all the cats coming and licking on her or whatever. They could have just had it that she didn't actually die. Would have been fine. This is, Bruce trying to connect because he's, an orphan thing. I think some of this was just wasted screen time, but it's okay. Um, and then you get to the whole emergence of this, but there's really a trick uh, before you get to the mayor part. And again, some of the stuff again, so he's just gross. He's just weird and gross. It's the French flip joke, and he chews the ear off the guy, and some of that kind of stuff. I didn't care for all of that part per se. Um, yeah, the Batman versus sequences are amazing. Like I just really loved all of that stuff. Batman versus Catwoman, of course. Then of course they team up and try to get Bat. Was fine. All of this is great. Again, the sexual innuendo stuff, though, yeah, you know, I don't know. But she is just incredible as Catwoman. Yes, for sure. Um, I will say that the romance stuff is kind of fun because they're injured and it's played up well. This element with the whole kidnapping thing, some of this stuff was okay. I don't know. I didn't care for them wiring the car, being able to hotwire the car the way they do, and he drives it in his silly little machine. And this is the kind of stuff with Burton that I don't care for. We'll have this come up a couple times more, but this is the part I don't think really works for me too well. Um, I do love the practical effects though, right? With the actual, they built these sets, they built the duck, they all of that I think is amazing. I'm just shocked that it even was done that way. This dancing scene where everyone's in a mask and they're not, and they're bonding over that and kind of stuff. It's fantastic. Did I miss? Yes. Okay. Um, is this the worst? Let me see where we're at on.
Of Gotham.
Yeah, this is a scene that Bruce Batman is chiming in the the scene there is chiming the um the CD. He's got that recording, right? They're throwing fruit. How can I get that shot of? So I hate that it jumps like this for me. This is the problem. I wish they had a way to open it up bigger. The shot of the CD player, it has a bat symbol on it, and he goes, delete that. Delete that. Hate that part. The joke about who brings tomatoes to a speech is funny. But then he basically strips away everything to become weird, just gross penguin. And I don't know why he wouldn't just stay the way he was in the beginning and just be more manic. Would have worked better for me. And then of course they have to, the way they kill him and the way he dies and the ooze and stuff that comes out of him and stuff. It's just Burton being weird, right? Um, because all of the elements are fine. And I love the fact that Batman intercedes and stops all this happening. I don't know that I care for the notepad. Like sends a note. Oh, Batman signed a note and it has a big bat symbol on it. Get it? Hardy har har. I don't care for that part as much. I don't care for the speech scene of him talking to all the penguins in a theater or whatever. That didn't really work for me either. So it's some of that sort of like stuff that doesn't translate well. And then at the end, I just didn't care for the fact that she just becomes insane by this guy instead of being Catwoman, who is more like alpha to submissive men. Even though he thinks he's like a power and he's this big, powerful business guy, he's really not. It's all just a sham. He's a joke. And she would basically, because of who she's become, like have him at her knees, ready to kill him. Um, and Batman can intercede, but she doesn't need to behave like this to get to that point. It would just make more sense if she's just that way. But again, don't hate it. Just don't necessarily like it as much as other people do. What I did not like then, and I don't like now, is he tears his cow off. Just starts, "Oh, yeah, I'm Batman." It's like, "Okay, no, stop. We can't stop." I did not like that. That was just terrible. Where's he gonna go? What's he gonna do now? He's got like a bandana he puts on to get out of there. Like I I can't stand that part. And then the penguins rolling penguin down the ice because he dies is not good either. And the Catwoman electrifying herself with the kiss thing, I didn't like that. I do like the shot at the end where she's alive, which is fine. If we're gonna play the supernatural nine lives nonsense, at least it kind of keeps going. Um, Overall, I love the movie. I love the movie in the sense I rewatched it and I'm a Batman fan, but I'm also not going to pretend that I'm out there and holding it up in the same way. I enjoy rewatching 89 for more nostalgia reason than anything else. Objectively, as a film, I think both of them are just sort of like 3.5 star films. I hold 89 up more because I have more of an emotional attachment to it. Um, they both do a good job of portraying elements of the Batman universe, expanding the Batman universe. We see his growth, him growing, I think is more interesting in Batman Returns than most of the other things. So that's my take on it. Hopefully you're enjoying throwbacks and having a good time hanging out with me talking about older movies. Love your recommendations. I will try to get to them all as soon as I possibly can. Thanks so much for watching. I am Pops.